Welcome to LOCKBEARD Phenomena number 34, Dryads. It is Saturday, March 5th, 2020. What is going on? See, Mr. Lee was the first in the chat. Welcome, Icon. Welcome. He says, Dryads, no, dude, looks like you have straight hair to me. Mr. Lee was apparently ready to get the show on the road. Is there anybody in there? You ready to face Sasquatch? Sasquatch, show yourself. Icon says, hey, Achaeos, the images in your thumbnail kind of remind me of the group Hyalung. You may be interested. Not only is it good music, but their stage show is something of an art piece. Interesting. I'm not familiar with them. Mr. Lee says, oh, Icon, hello, my man. Cindy's here. Welcome. What's up, everybody? Well, let's see. I think we talked a little bit about the possibility of for lack, well, man, I don't like using the word spirits or spiritual entities because it carries so much connotation to a lot of people about what that is. You know, it's a mystical thing to people. It's a, you know, when that entire realm of existence can be explained with science. And, you know, sorry to take the magic out of things for people, but, you know, that's what I do. A little lamb? What? Mr. Lee says, Icon, I have no eyes in right now. I have one eye closed trying to focus. What in the world? Sandra Piper's here. Welcome. She's asking if your eye is still twitching, Mr. Lee. Icon says, can you cast from your device to a TV? Are you talking to Mr. Lee? Angel's here. Welcome. So does anyone here feel like they've had any encounters with spirits associated with a tree? Goes back to ancient Greek mythology, but there's a possibility that there is an intellect and an awareness in place with plants. We talked a little bit about that before, you know, where science is starting to find that there's some level of consciousness there that they didn't recognize before. You know, it's because mainstream science just can't get away from the idea that consciousness is a strictly physical thing, that it must arise from a complex brain, or, you know, a brain complex enough to be as high of a consciousness as ours. Although, you know, they recognize that dumb animals have brains too, but they just aren't, they're not conscious on our level, it wouldn't appear. But as Icon may agree with. I don't know. Being someone who is familiar with Ken's work, he would probably agree with this because he knows that how the he knows the science behind how the universe really functions. Spirit chest tree, no. Icon says, had a pine tree almost fall on my head as a kid. Does that count? Well, I'm sure the pine tree didn't want to fall. Mr. Hughes here, welcome. How's it going? Mr. Lee says, Cindy, yes, so I've taken my lenses out. That is always a sign of the others' twitchy eyes and crows. Magnesium checked. so yeah. I'm probably gonna butcher the quote from Nikola Tesla. If you want to understand the secrets of the universe, you have to think in terms of energy, vibration, and frequency. Everything is everything is those things, including what most people would call spirits or the spiritual world, more correctly termed the metaphysical part of reality, I guess. um, so is there what you would call spirit in trees? And the answer would be absolutely yes. But if you're expecting a beautiful woman to pop out of a tree, you might be a little disappointed. However, um, it may be possible that a powerful enough spiritual entity associated with the tree, or the spirit associate the spirit of the tree itself, in order to interact with you, needs to appear to you as if it's human. It could also be the case that the only way for your brain to interpret what it's interacting with is to create the image of a human. Icon says, yeah, Mr. Lee, you might need more bananas and less cucumbers to help your eyes. Got up to 85 today, Sandra says. So I don't know. There's some ancient trees that I certainly wouldn't want to touch. I know that often when I see a tree that looks like it may need some work. I want to help it, but of course it's never my tree, right? It's very seldom is it my tree, so I can't do anything about it. So like this tree right here surely provides a home for many things. And let's try and make it bigger. Whoops. You can see there's a hole there, and that's where there was a branch at some point that had broken off, and then the hole couldn't seal for a long time because the base of the branch was still there. The dead branch was still there, and that allowed water, as it rained on it, it would wick into the wood, and it allowed it to rot it out and to rot down into the tree, finally leaving this hole. And of course, now the tree can't just cover up across the wood it can only kind of curl in. So it kind of allows the hole to stay open, and water keeps getting in, and it keeps hollowing out the tree as the wood inside rots. This tree isn't doomed necessarily, but it could be, um, unless you give it some assistance. You can see there's a branch that broke off on one side there, like what someone should do, because this tree is already hollow. You know it's hollow because of that hole. I guarantee if you went and looked in there, you would find there's a big opening inside there where anything, bees could live, birds, squirrels, or maybe a dryad. But so it's already hollow, and it's already got an opening for things to get in. So what I would do is go trim that dead branch off properly, so it could seal up. And hopefully there's enough wood in the base of that branch to allow it to seal up. Cucumbers. What in the hell? So he says spirits are an abomination per the Holy Bible, which does go into the realm of evil. Is that what your belief is? I mean, wouldn't so why wouldn't spirits be just another creation of God? You know what I mean? Just another type of entity. Because, don't you believe that you are a spirit? That you aren't your physical body. You are a physical body inhabited by your spirit, right? So why would disembodied spirits be automatically evil? Whether they're disembodied because there's someone who died, or because that's just the type of existence that spirit just exist in all the time, which most spirits, well, all spirits, they're, even if they do have a physical existence, most of their existence will probably be in without the physical body, because the universe is infinite, time is infinite, it goes on, and there isn't always going to be a physical body for the spirit to inhabit, I wouldn't think. Um but yeah, you know now I know that, with these things like dryads that the ancient Greeks talked about. Of course, later on you get the Catholic Church rolls in and wants to teach the people that everything from the older religions that were there has to be evil, because they want to convert everybody, right? So they got to get everybody's kids thinking, oh, everything's evil. This is all evil. And if you study with like the religious scholars, you start learning, like, where, because a lot of people think, Satan, right, is this dude with horns and stuff. And you start to see where comes, that's not really born out of Christianity. That comes from these other religions where they were trying to demonize the image of entities that were part of the more ancient religions. So, I really think people should. People really need to learn more, uh, you know, about the history of world religions, how they developed, where they came from, why some of the things they believe. Why do they believe that way? Because they really don't know. They don't know. They don't know anything. Very. They don't know. They don't know the original languages. So they don't really know what the Bible says at all, because what's in it today is not very similar to what the original writing had in it. And that there was mistranslations both on accident and on purpose. There were some of the uh, ancient texts were completely omitted from the Bible because the Catholic Church did not want people to know certain things, or there was just certain ideas they didn't want people to have in their heads. So a person would they would do well for themselves to try and learn more about that stuff. Because if you just read the Bible that's sitting in front of you without learning where it came from, how it developed, what its history is, if you just listen to the preacher that's in front of you, you're only going to get a tiny piece of the story. So I would have to disagree with this assessment that if this tree here has a spirit to it, there's nothing evil about it. It could be, and it kind of depends on how you define evil too, because there are different people have different ideas of what constitutes evil. As Icon can tell you, um, Ken has said many times that he considers a disembodied spirit to be evil because a person who has died is because because basically what he's saying is ignorance is evil. So it's kind of a don't think of it as a mustache twirling kind of situation necessarily. The person is ignorant of the fact that they are dead. That's why hauntings happen. They would not hang around and haunt if they knew they were dead. They would just go on. They'd return to the source. Some people call the one. I use my preferred term for it, at least for now, is the universal consciousness because all the universe is conscious. That's where consciousness truly originates from, is from everything. And to understand that, folks would really have to understand the science that I'm referring to. But essentially, the everything is conscious. It's part of the one consciousness, and we are just temporarily isolated from that consciousness to some degree, enough that we think we're this individual person right now. But in reality, we're all part of one consciousness. Chessboard says, "Hello, hope this finds your day good, Lockbeard Icon, and everybody else. Welcome, Chessboard. Paramedic Series says, game on at 7. Hadn't seen you in a while. Yeah, old tree. Angel says, Sandra Piper, we only got up to 42, but at least above freezing. Tomorrow's supposed to be 50. Talking the weather. Mr. Lee's got one eye. Better get your pirate patch out. Did you lose use of your eye through battle like a real man, or? Icon says, Chessboard, good evening, sir. I'm well as can be, running on 2 hours sleep with a bad head cold. Well, that sucks. Icon says, Pyro, howdy. Been busting some serious butt trying to get some stuff done. Wishing spring was here so I can get outside. Starting to get cabin fever. Warming up. Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. Danny says, greetings from South Carolina. I'm late. I was eating supper. Oh, that's okay, Danny. Greetings from the Empire. What? What, Mr. Lee? Angel says, Sandra Piper, usually mid-March, but not safe to plant a garden until late May. Negative 14 yesterday. Whoa. It's kind of cold. Is there a cream for that? Good speller. Chessboard. With one eye. Cannot tell a lie. Spell checker. Oh man, glasses on my, they're rubbish. Carl says, "Whoa, shots fired. Let's keep this civil tonight." Shots fired. Cindy says, "Well, there are evil spirits in the fallen. It's contained in the Old Testament and New Testament. Brad Pitt could be Satan for all we know. Hebrew, Aramaic is mostly Old Testament, and Greek is mostly New Testament." Chessport says, "Mr. Lee, my lenses are all scratched up also. Save them a good pair for special occasions." Mr. Lee says, "Tom Cruise is everywhere, Cindy." Yeah. Tom Cruise might be evil. Cindy says, "Well, I can say that places we have lived have had hauntings from people that don't know what's up." Yeah. Yeah, exactly. That's why you see them, a ghost will be um, repeating the same thing over and over again. They're stuck in this feedback loop. They haven't worked out that they're dead. Um, so I wish I knew if there was really truly a way to just a concrete method. Maybe somebody, of course, there may be. Okay, look, there may be people out there that claim they know a method to do this, but so I don't want to. I don't even want to deal with that rabbit hole right now. But to just somehow tell the spirit, say, look, dude, you're dead. You need to get out of here. Your attention is focused on the life, the living body, and the place that you were, and you need to you need to stop that. You need to realize that you are rejoined with the one. I really don't know the mechanisms how that can be though, but it just happens. I mean, hauntings happen. So it may be something beyond our ability to truly understand the mechanisms in place. How can a piece of the one consciousness not focus through the lens of the psychophysical mind, the human body? How does it not realize that it's no longer uh, a captured signal by a biological radio, which is how Ken, analogy that Ken uses to kind of describe what's going on with our physical body. Our physical body is picking up a signal, probably a collection of signals, but you're what you call spirit or soul is signals. I mean, I know it takes the magic out of stuff, and people want to believe all this stuff that makes them feel good about dying and stuff like that, and you know, but there's no reason to feel bad about dying because I mean, what I'm telling you is there is science that shows that when your physical body ceases the function, that you carry on. Not in exactly the same way. Um, Individualities left behind. It seems like the entire purpose of attaching to physical bodies is to experience individuality. At least that's part of the purpose, I think. I mean, we can't truly know. I don't think. I mean, maybe we could. I don't know, but it seems like that may be part of what's going on there. To experience individuality, to see things as if you'd never experienced them before. I don't know if the one consciousness is bored, and it just is so anxious for new experiences, and it can't have them because it knows everything. It knows it has infinite knowledge of all things. Some people call this the Akashic record, and perhaps it doesn't. It's mentally doesn't think the way we do. I don't know if I can explain this. That it doesn't sit there and think, I'm bored. But even if that's the case, it may still have some kind of desire for new experience, and it can't. It needs to do that through physical bodies that isolate some frequencies that you call consciousness or soul or spirit in such a way that they don't remember what they are. You don't remember what you are. Your spirit doesn't remember what it is. And it wakes up in this little baby body, and it gradually kind of gets a handle on where it's at, what it's doing, with no memory or very little memory. And it's got to learn to exist in this reality and have a whole lifetime of new experiences that as far, at least until you die. And then you die and you remember everything again, and those experiences are no longer new again. They're very old. You've perhaps experienced many lifetimes on Earth and on many other planets and who knows where else. Mr. Lee says, Lockbeard, are you in a vest? Does that mean it's hot in Oklahoma? Well, I'm in a tank top, and yes, it has been getting quite warm during the day. I mean, it's not real hot. It's hot enough that in the van, because the sun shines on it, and it gets hot in the van. It's not hot outside necessarily. Cindy says the Ghost Chaser shows are too scripted, and I don't believe them. Yeah, I don't watch a lot of that stuff. It's just goofy stuff. I mean, look, people, but it entertains people on it, and lets them fantasize and stuff. If a person wants to understand what ghosts truly are, what we truly are, because a ghost is nothing different from what you are. It's just that you still got your physical body, and you think that is you right now. Like right now, you think you're Cindy, but you're not. The meat puppet you have is called Cindy, and that's it. Once you die, your spirit's going to be like, well, I've had many names, and then you may go on to inhabit another body somewhere. Icon says my body radio needs a new tuning knob, and the antenna is kind of bent and falling off. I hate it when that happens. Mr. Lee says, Cheese, you have upset me. You know you have. Yeah, Cheese Freak's here. Mr. Lee is upset by Cheese Freak. Chessport says, Icon sees Mr. No. Is that a Timex, fake Rolex, or a Zeiss? Zeiss? Let me guess. Pyromedic says, you can have your body placed and a tree planted over you to nurse a tree's growth in Oklahoma. Your life cycle would be intertwined forever through its offspring. Yeah, in ways that people cannot even begin to imagine the water in your, because we've talked about the memory in water, and that if that tree is absorbs enough of your water, that tree has some of your memories. I mean, that's no damn joke. It really does. This is proven with a number of different scientific experiments that some of your memory is in the water, and it can be passed on to whatever takes in that water. This is why, like, it was kind of something. If you ever read the Dune novels, or at least watched the movie from the '80s, it's dumb as hell, but they shouldn't have tried to do that. The sci-fi miniseries they did, and then they have a new series of movies they're doing on it. I haven't watched the first one that's come out, I guess. I just find it hard to be excited about the new version, but and I think I've talked about that before. Why there's problems with it, but anyway, in uh, in Dune, on the planet Arrakis, it's extremely dry. So when a person dies, they put you in this device. They put your body in this device that extracts every last bit of your water, and then the people take the water. Um, like there's a part where the main character, he gets challenged by this guy in the tribe that he's taking shelter with. The guy was mad about something, and he had to fight this guy to the death, and he killed this guy. And the chief comes along with the water taken from the body of the guy he killed and gave it to him, and said, "This is your water now." And so he drank some of the water. Potentially, such a practice would help to accumulate knowledge. It would make the people in that culture um, more intelligent, better survivors, because you're taking some of the memory, you're getting the information out of that water from the person. Now, some bad stuff can come with that too. That's why, if you're not 100% certain that your source of water is from like a deep well, or from a spring where it hasn't been polluted with a bunch of sewer water, that's water that's passed through the systems of a bunch of people who could probably have all kinds of problems, let alone pollution. The water has memory in it from the people that it passed through. So that's why you need a water uh, structuring device. The magnet, basically, is what I'm talking about. I showed y'all before. Um, but yeah. So, in a way, if you are put at the base of a tree, now I think you should start with, like, you should plant the tree ahead of time. Like, this is going to be your plot. You put you a concrete box in the ground and plant the tree. And then the bottom of the box is open, to the ground, right? But it's empty inside. And then they place your body in there to decompose. Your water goes down to the root system of this established tree. And then fairly quickly, people could come to this tree, and they would have some limited ability to talk to you, because your memory is in that tree. Like, totally legitimately scientifically proven fact. If that tree's absorbed your water, that tree has some of your memory. Cindy says many cultures talk about afterlife. Yeah. Pyro says, whoops. Danny, I take it you like Harley Quinn. Same here. What's up, Danny? Love that stuff. Brian Chewy's here. Welcome. Says, hey, everybody. Hope all is well. I will say I'm out of here, says Cindy. Well, see you later, Cindy. Icon says, chessboard, it was a transoceanic, now down to a car radio. At least it still picks up 640 and 1240, so I know if the Russians are attacking. Really? Sanders says hi to Brian Chewy. Danny says I made a Lizard Man special. Yeah, Danny has a Lizard Man special. Y'all should check it out. Cheese freak. There ought to be more sightings of lizard men recently because the new Spider-Man movie. Well, you know, I may have to tear this movie. I haven't watched the movie myself all the way through. What I watched is a bunch of clips, and I need to look at some reviews of it, synopsis, and stuff like that. Because I really don't want to watch. I don't want to give them my money. Well, I don't even think it's in the theaters anymore. But anyway, that's a whole nother subject. Anyway, the Lizard Man from one of the Spider-Man movies was brought back for this movie. I know it was a different actor, different Spider-Man. They're doing the damn multiverse thing. Anyway, so that means that the idea of lizard men is going to be in people's heads, and now people are going to see lizard men everywhere. And Danny's making it worse. Welcome, Brian and Chewy, if I didn't say so already. Radio. Cheese Freak says, Mr. Lee, no, how have I upset you? I never meant to. Cool water, says Mr. Lee. Cheese, you have upset me, and you know why. Cindy says, ew. Talking about the water, drinking the water thing, maybe. I think he's just playing with you, Cheese. Brian says, is there a countdown to the Lockbeard channel resurrection? No, I don't know exactly when it's going to happen. It could be fixed right now. I can't remember how far we were into the show. That was exactly 2 weeks ago, and they gave me a 2-week suspension. So tomorrow, I guess I'll try and get the videos from the last 2 weeks uploaded to the regular Lockbeard channel. Except for the convoy videos, I'm going to leave them on this channel. And I'll probably go ahead and leave this copy, like this LOCKBEARD Phenomena has the chat with it, right? So I'll just leave. I think I'll just go ahead and leave these here because they still have the chat on them. When they get uploaded to the other channel, they won't have the chat with them. I don't know how to make that happen. And I'm sure YouTube is not going to be helpful in any way. So if I tried asking them. But yeah, it should definitely be back to running at capacity tomorrow, so I can start uploading over there instead and live streaming over there. Icon says, chessboard, oh, that's a nice shiny jewel with you stuck shutter. That sanctions says, Pooty says that sanctions are a declaration of war, you reckon? Well, anyone that thinks at all about stuff like this, because I'm pretty sure a lot of people never put any thought into this. Okay, it's like with in World War, when we got into World War II, the U.S. was using sanctions against Japan. Japan got bent out of shape, bombed Pearl Harbor. Next thing you know, the U.S. government had an excuse to get into World War II. Sanctions always piss off the person you're sanctioning, right? The country you're sanctioning. You would not sanction Russia unless you're looking to start shit with Russia. So everyone just needs to remember that. When the government says, "Oh, we're going to sanction Russia because they're being assholes," you need to translate that to what the government is telling you is they want to go get in a war with Russia. We're going to sanction Russia means we want to go to war with Russia, or at least get a proxy war going. But this one may not. This one may go beyond that. Pyromatic says, check y'all later. Have to introduce grandkids to the Batman. Oh, you taking them to the new Batman? I heard it's a decent movie. I'll never be able to understand picking Pattinson for the freaking Batman, but whatever. And I'm kind of sick of new Batmans, man. Y'all just redo it. It's over. Look, Michael Keaton, end of story. Forget all these other guys. Take your George Clooney douchebag and toss him in the trash and all that shit. Jesus Christ. There's been so many Jokers. I don't now people are trying to say, well, these are all different versions of the Joker. No, it's different actors in the story, nothing special. Stop trying to overanalyze it and make it seem like it's something profound. It's not. Miss Lee says, I am very upset with this so-called community. Everyone lying and not being honest about shit. It's upsetting. Yeah, Mr. Lee, I know. That's part of why I'm here, right? Pissed off about that shit. Cheesepeak says, Mr. Lee, I will bow out of chat so as not to upset you anymore. Never my intention to upset anyone. Chessport says, Mr. Lee, what are you smoking? I don't know. Mr. Lee seems upset, though. I don't know why. I don't know what's going on. You can just say you made a mistake. Danny says, hey, beard of knowledge, do you believe in summoning? Can you be thinking about something or reading a book like about Bigfoot, lizard man, dog thing, whatever, and that bringing it forth? I think so. May not be a common thing, but I think it can have an effect on things around you to some extent. Things connected. You know, it's like you're thinking about someone and they call. You know, well, some people might interpret that, well, you predicted the future, or maybe you were thinking about them and somehow communicated that to them without knowing it, and then they called you. Cindy says, Lockbeard, I don't give Hollywood my money anymore either for reasons. Yeah, it's gotten stupid. So I just consume movies through watch the previews, of course, and then usually you can find enough clips from a movie to pretty much get the movie, and then watch the spoiler reviews. I mean, you can watch reviews are okay, but they don't really tell you like really, because they don't want to spoil the movie. So you watch the ones when they warn you. They say, look, we're going to talk spoilers. We're going to say what happened in the movie. So, and then of course I like the people who give reviews that think the way I do. So I do. I mean, I look at ones that don't, but I really like the ones that do. The fandom menace they call us. It goes back to that comes from the Phantom Menace Star Wars movie, but the fandom. The fandom's pissed off, and they're like acting like we're just being a bunch of pansy asses and complaining when there's nothing to complain about. But there is something to complain about, and explaining that is pointless to the social justice warriors and the far left douchebags and all them, is because they don't care if you what your reason is. They want to attack us, and that's it. End of story. And what they're doing to the movies and TV shows is a form of psychological attack. You attack, as Doomcock puts it, our modern myths. He calls our movies our modern myths, and he's absolutely correct. Back in for ancient times, thousands and thousands of years, mankind gathered around the fire and told stories. Back then it was this great hunter, this great warrior, you know, and it inspired people. It sparked imaginations. It was they were heroes for the young and the old, and human consciousness evolved on this. Of course, now it's less sitting around the fire telling stories and more sitting around a screen watching a movie or a TV show. But because if you try to understand, it's like, why is it that humans do this? Why do we sit around TVs and watch this stuff? It's because we're programmed to. We're bred to do this. Sit around something that produces light and hear a story. But the problem with the TV is it's a poor substitute, because now you're not imagining as much on your own. When someone's telling you a story, you have to imagine the images in your head. Yes, the water, says Cindy. Cheese Freak says, I would say I made a mistake if I had any idea what I did. I don't know what you did, Cheese. It's rare for Mr. Lee to be pissed off, though. Cheese, you hid Donald, and then he thought it was me. Danny says, Mr. Lee is such a crayback. Cheese Freak says, Mr. Lee, I never hit Donald. I was working and wasn't even paying attention to chat. Peace out, dude. Come on, y'all. Get along. Brian says, oh, yeah, live chat is a must on replay. Yeah. So, yeah, I don't know how to fix that. Like, because all I can do is, because a copy of all these all these live streams is copied to my iCloud, and then so I'll just upload them from there to the other channel, but the chat doesn't come with it, just the video. So Cindy says, but we send Pooty billions for fuel every day. Yeah, and if you don't think about it too much, or you realize this whole thing is just a big act. It's all a bunch of bullshit. If anyone actually believes we're pissed off, or that our leaders are pissed off at Putin, they planned this whole damn thing. It's all an act. So we're sitting here thinking, oh my gosh, there's all this shit going on, and dude, they planned this. And besides, everyone always knew that Russia wanted the Ukraine back. I mean, come on. Russia's all the time trying to, it's like with all those former Soviet republics and stuff. Russia wants, puppet governments in place that they can control, and all that stuff. So, which is an interesting consideration when it comes to the micronational stuff. So let's say the Eternus Empire reached out to South Ossetia and said, "Hey, the international community doesn't recognize you as a nation. We do. Want to join?" And what if they said yes? Russia would be pissed off. They're like, "Well, who the fuck are you coming? This is our backyard, bitch." They might come back. Some KGB might come after my ass. Say, what are you trying to do? I was like, look, hey, I'm just trying to become neighbors with a great nation like Russia. So maybe we can, meet at the fence and say hi to Putin. Say hi, Putin. Maybe have a little bit of trade. Maybe come check out some of them Russian chicks I keep hearing about. um, but there's all those because there's all those. Was it one called Abkhazia? I think it is. The Ossetia and Abkhazia, both part of Georgia. Of course, Georgia wants to keep them, but neither one of them want to be part of Georgia. And you probably remember the conflicts in the past. It's been going on a long time, and this is what happens when you got people trying to control people when they should just leave them alone. They're better off just leave them alone for the most part. I mean, it can be part of a great union of some kind, but that union government needs to leave them alone. I mean, why fight? A lot of time you gotta ask yourself, why the hell are you people fighting? Douche nozzle. Shut up, daily douche nozzle. What the hell? Mr. Lee, what's wrong with you today? I think you're just pissed off because your eye's hurting, man. Cindy says, Mr. Lee can never lie about liking you. You're a sweetheart. Cheese lie, says Mr. Lee. Danny says, hello, Mr. Lee. Family reunion. That's the link there. Aiko says, Mr. Lee, hang on, mate. Forgive my butting in, but I do believe it was sorted out with Donald. You're good as far as I know. Just an observation for what it's worth. Mr. Lee says, I know, but I'm so fucking pissed off with all the lies, man. But how do you know she did it? For her left is why, says Cindy about the movies, I guess. Mr. Lee says, Dan, I know you're trying to make me laugh, but not working right now. Chessboard says, Mr. Lee, if I can help, it's better to be pissed off than pissed on. Danny says, cheers, mate. It'll get better. Group hug, says Cindy. Icon says to Mr. Lee, if you live the life, less lies, don't let anyone else bring you down. It simply is not worth getting prostrate over. Most of us know you're a divining rod for love. Follow it. Sandra says, yes, Cindy and Icon, Mr. Lee, we love and care about you. Mr. Lee says, are we going to find Sasquatch or what? All this ego bullshit? Maybe that's why. I don't know, Mr. Lee. But I think part of the problem for all scientific discovery has to do with mainstream science being wrong about certain things, like these spiritual things like this. Like, is were the ancient Greeks just all high? Or did they really experience, did they perhaps in their culture they were more open and more perceptive of spiritual entities associated with trees? There's no reason to say that that's absolutely impossible, that there would be, because if you have, the tree could have its own spirit, its own soul, that some people will call it. Again, I'm using these terms, they have a lot of connotation to it. It's not, just remember that to me it's a scientific thing. It's energy, frequency, vibrations. But still, it's a thing, right? It's an entity. It's a consciousness. Those trees, every last one of them have some degree of consciousness and memory, and they're alive, not just some stupid thing that's growing. They do have some level of consciousness. So not only does it have its own spirit, there could also be spirits that like to live around it, right? Because there you're talking about a metaphysical community, a metaphysical ecosystem, if that makes sense. So there could be numerous spirits living around this tree right here. And if you acknowledge them and show interest in them, most people just walk by a tree and they don't like, or whatever, it's a damn tree. A lot of people have no problem cutting down a tree. They don't seem to understand the magnitude of what they have done. Especially when it's a really big tree. It's been there longer than you've been on the planet. There are trees that are thousands of years old. There are trees alive today that are older than the pyramids. And there's fewer of these large old trees around, right? Because humans have been cutting down everything and destroying everything. And the replenishment is not as high as the destruction. So every single old tree out there, some human somewhere needs to like try and keep it from being destroyed. Like there was a road I used to drive down all the time, and there was this massive silver maple tree. It had a couple splits in the trunk, and it was trying to heal, but it can't, because if you got a gap there and there's no wood behind it, right? Because it's hollowed out, it can't. So it'll keep trying, but it'll never be able to seal that up. And one day I was driving down there and I was looking at the tree and I was like, this tree's about to fall. I just knew this tree is about to fall. Somebody needs to do something for this tree. Was that just me being perspective, or was the spirits of the tree trying to communicate something to me? I don't know. But I always noticed this tree. I always looked at this tree when I went through there. And there came this time when I just knew this tree needed help, and of course there was nothing I could do. It was not my property. It was actually growing between the sidewalk and a main street. So the only way that I could address this tree myself would be to buy that business there. There's a business there. But, and of course, they're not going to do anything. They're like, well, this tree's been here for years. It's going to be fine. But anyway, it had massive, just there was an entire ecosystem in itself in this tree. The all the branches and everything going on up there, it was just thousands upon thousands of creatures were living in this tree. So what it needed is well, I have certain ideas about how you can address a tree like that and preserve that tree that most people would never ever do, and it would take too long to explain it all. It really and to describe it wouldn't do do it justice. But but part of it's like this broken branch here. You trim this branch off, flush, well, to the collar, right? So that it can heal up quickly to help that tree seal out any further water infiltration. You want one opening, that's good, but what you need to do, like especially like if I had some big trees and I would, that had hollows in them, there's things you could do to help preserve this tree longer and keep from water getting in there and stuff like that. You want to stop the rotting. Once you got a cavity is good because things can live in there. It's part of the natural process. It's part of the ecosystem. If there was no tree cavities in the wild, the bees would be toast, right? And a lot of other creatures would not have a place to live. And there's so many things that live in there. Anyway, pretty quickly, some high winds came through, and that tree split in like 3 different directions. And there's this massive amount of wood debris, branches everywhere. They had to scramble a crew out there to cut this tree up and remove it. Of course, there was no saving it at this point. I mean, they could have preserved it at the trunk and it could have grown anew, but they didn't do that. They ground the stump out, and tree's toast. Tree's done. Now it's a little patch of grass. This huge, massive tree in the middle of a town, providing this big ball of life where there normally wouldn't be. It should have been preserved. And that's one thing that sucks. This is why I say, like, if I ever win the lottery, people are gonna think I'm a weirdo, because if I see a tree like that, I'm gonna stop and say, look, can I, like, get a crew of guys out here to trim this tree appropriately to help preserve it and do some things and to it to help keep it alive longer and not to be blown down, or just freaking buy property sometimes just to get the tree, you know. And I would be doing that. I would totally be this crazy millionaire, like, doing stupid shit like that. On that same stretch of street, there was another tree, and I predicted it falling within a week of it falling. I don't know how. I just knew. I knew. I saw that tree. I think I pointed it out to the guy I was in the car with. I was like, that tree's it's gonna fall. Within a week, it was down. Could have been prevented. It needed some radical attention to prevent it, but it could have been prevented. And I think that whatever spiritual entities associated with these trees would be very appreciative of that. Danny says, like, days of our lives in here tonight. Icon says, Mr. Lee, oh, that's it. Tune out the ego-driven channels, man. It's no good for your radio. Cindy says, Danny, it's like General Hospital up in here. Chessboard says, Icon, did you read my Mountain Life story? I had that in there. Not good for your radio. Need some cheesy effects up in here and call it Santa Barbara or Falcon Crest. Icon says, Chessboard, yep, I did. You sent me a copy. Cindy Fan says, in the end, whether Sasquatch is found or someone shows their evidence in good faith, take Falcon Crest. Chessboard says giant sequoias. Yeah, I don't think I got any pictures of giant sequoia. You know, when a giant sequoia gets big, it's like it's not like, it's weird in my head. It's like it's not really remarkable because they all get big. But like old oaks and stuff like that, I really like. They're a thing. Yeah, it'd be cool to see them in person one of these days. I've got to get out there sometime. Everything on my bucket list to the bucket list, and then the list just keeps growing. Miss Lisa's Lockbeard, everyone has knowledge of Sasquatch. Why can't we all discuss all information? I don't see why not. Who's Do you feel like someone's leaving out some information, hiding information from you? Or, I mean, what's going on? What's in your mind, Mr. Lee? What's going on in your mind? I'm not sure. I'm not sure what's up with you. I can't see. It's hard to tell for sure, but I think the form of this tree makes me think of the big old live oaks in the south, but those leaves sure do look like Stryrexaflua or the Styrexaflua. What do you call that tree? It has what's the common name for this tree? It's got the little brown. They're not real heavy. Little brown balls that have spines all over them. I forget the common name for them. Sanders says, Lockbeard, what did you think of Brian Dunning on Squash Talk? Oh, that was cool. They were driving me a little nuts towards the end, though, because they're talking about gravity and stuff. I'm like, dude, like, because they said, like, we don't really understand gravity yet. Mainstream science doesn't understand gravity, but gravity is completely and totally explained if you go to the right source. I'm not good at explaining it. I could just tell you, look, it's all it is incoherent magnetism. But then, of course, you got to understand what magnetism is. And for all that, you really just need to go read Ken's book. You can pick it out. You can pretty much pick it up on his channel in his videos, but his book is called The Missing Secrets of Magnetism. Once you understand that, you know what gravity is just fine. You know what magnetism is just fine. You know how the whole damn universe functions just fine. It's none of this damn quantum physics crap and this, particle, that space time nonsense and freaking dark matter and freaking just all kinds of crap. You know, just so much crap out there. But yeah, it was cool, you know, see someone who thinks logically. Dude does not believe the Patty film is real. So, I mean, I think it's real. I'm finding it hard that they made that video that realistic at that time. I just can't believe they pulled that off. Tits and all. Cindy says, Mr. Lee, I think some people are lying too. Well, who's lying about what? I mean, who's lying about what? Cindy says oak trees and giant red oak in California. Yeah. Why though? I don't get it, says Mr. Lee. Like you talking about the people that I'm half time bitching about over here because there's people here trying to make money off this subject, which is fine if your goal is if you're really interested in the subject, right? It's like Jorge's a geologist, right? He makes money being a geologist. He's actually interested in geology. It isn't, he isn't only doing the job because he wants money. And because he could do a lot of other jobs, but he went to school and he learned, so it shows that he actually had an interest in that subject. But when you get people that show up that just want to suck money out of the community and really don't give a shit, Sasquatch, whatever, blah, blah, blah. All we got to do is make up a bunch of bullshit stories. and most of the Bigfoot community will just eat it up. Those people. That's why, like, I rag on Bullshit Odyssey. Dude's he's not he. I don't think he has any interest in the truth. If he's going to talk to like Dr. Matthew Johnson and give him an extra hour show, right? He gave him like 3 hours instead of the normal 2. The guy's clearly full of shit. And possibly because I guess he had like a brain injury or something. Possibly he's like got mental issues. He may actually believe the bullshit he's telling. But Bullshit Odyssey is like, yeah, we're gonna show this guy, we're gonna get all these views, and then bringing on that guy that's basically having a complete mental breakdown. So I have 2 different ideas of what was going on there. Either A, that guy is full of shit and he's just acting, and Carrie knows damn good and well, and they probably talked about it. If that's the case, I'm not saying it is. I don't need another Barry Browning bullshit getting on me because I've speculated some stuff. I didn't saying that's what happened. I'm saying it's a possibility that's what happened. That's all I'm saying. Um, if that guy, I can't remember the guy's name right now. He basically was having a mental breakdown right there on camera. Okay, if it was true and the guy was really that distraught over the situation, I kind of feel like it was unethical to put him on the show like that. But there's also the possibility that this guy does this because he's made it all up and he wants attention or whatever. And Carrie knows damn good and well that's what the situation was, and just saw it as good material for a show. That's the other possibility in that case. So I don't know for sure what's going on. Either way, I don't like it. Either way, I don't like it. It was bullshit. Cindy Land says lying may be wrong word, but they don't have what they say they do. They don't have what they say they do, and it's wrong to hide it if they have for years. All kinds of crap, says Mr. Lee. Icon says, Mr. Lee, they're inflating themselves up on BS that will only lead to BS. Have you heard, show me your friends and I'll show you your future? Look at the crowd they keep and you'll see where that goes. Yeah. Angel says, Mr. Lee, for some, it may be ego, as Lockbeard said, some for money. Icon says, I must excuse myself going to hang out with Lester. Ain't chatted with him in a while and would like to catch up. Peace, y'all. Peace out, y'all. See you later, Icon. Have fun over there. Icon says, Mr. Lee, love and light, brother. Cindy says, Mr. Lee, I don't get it either, and that is why I asked the questions. I did last night, but it was turned around, really. Mr. Lee says, I don't know. I'm messed up, man. Well, Mr. Mark Barton, yeah. Like that. I think that sounds right. Sandy says, Icon, see you later. Have a good one. Danny's LOL. Mr. Lee, why are you so messed up, man? Look, people have been trying to figure out this Bigfoot nonsense for a while. I lean towards they are real. I lean towards it's very possible that they are real. It's very possible that there's a race of people that are really good at hiding from us, and our government wants to hide them for some damn reason. I don't know what that is. People, because once you get that brought up, people come up with all well, the government don't want you to know about mind speak or portals, and these things jump in and out of portals, or they're aliens, and the government knows it. And look, bunch of crazy shit starts happening. All I know is it's within the realm of possibility that a race of people live in the woods, good at hiding, exist. And there's a lot of people that have seen them, the credible ones. I mean, there's a lot of bullshit out there, a lot of things that are clearly bullshit, and then some that it's not so clear, but there's a lot that seem pretty damn legit. And then footprint evidence. If Meldrum is correct in his assessment, which being an expert in tracks, in hominid tracks, he hopefully has enough knowledge to be able to determine that. Even though he's never been able to confirm that a bug, look, there's a Bigfoot, it stepped right there, we saw it. It made that print. We're not that far, but and then some of the video and photographic evidence out there looks pretty damn legit too. So I feel like there's a really strong possibility it really is out there. But there's a bunch of people. It's like these TV shows, man. They're all money grabs. They're all every one of them money grabs. Even freaking what's his nuts, the survival guy. I forget his name right now. Les Stroud. Les Stroud. Les Stroud never gave a flip about no Bigfoot, but I imagine he's needing some money. People probably getting a little bored with his shows. I mean, you can only watch the same guy, camp out so many times before you're like, starting to move on. And then, so maybe, I don't know. I think he's just doing it for a money grab. I don't feel Les Stroud is legit, like, showed up on the scene to try and figure out what the truth is about Bigfoot. I mean, if he does, then don't no. If he does, he may care about it, but just because it'll give him, um, everyone to watch his damn show, you know. And then he'll be on to some other damn thing. It's just Cheese is back. I thought you left. Glad you're back, Cheese. She says, okay, Mr. Lee, I never thought you would be the one to throw shade and make the girls cry, dude. I did nothing to deserve this, bro. Well, Mr. Lee, why? How do you know for sure she did it? She says, whatever, dude. Whatever, dude. I don't even know who Donald is. All right, so apparently, two good people of the Sasquatch community have found themselves in the court of the Emperor Achaeos of the Eternus Empire. We're gonna settle this. Mr. Lee says, "Yes, Donald. He is a big part of us." Well, look, man. Maybe it just seems like it was her somehow. I wasn't there. I guess I don't know exactly what happened, but I mean, how do you know it was her? She says she didn't do it. Miss Cindy Finn says, Mr. Lee, we can't rely on these YouTube creators to tell us what we want to know or even hear. Don't stress over it. We have too much fun and community that is more about caring than Mr. Lee's Laughing out loud. So Cindy. Mr. Lee says lie. How do you know though, man? How do you know? I don't understand how you can be so sure. It could have been someone else, or maybe it was an accident. Like that one night, I accidentally, like, luckily Space Cake didn't get all pissed or anything. But she, it could have happened. She could have got pissed at me because she, like, how do you not know, that? Well, because it happened. Tried to click on her comment, and I double clicked. I should remember I don't have to double click, but anyway, it got over onto the three dots and brought up block user, and somehow the cursor moved just right to hit block user. I did not mean to do that. Somehow it happened. Honestly, it was an accident. And if I weren't paying too close attention, I might not have realized I'd even done it. But I was actually trying to look at her comment and somehow screwed it up. Cindy Finn says, "Oh, yours. Already read that. Already read that." So, man, I don't know, Mister. I don't know what to tell you, Miss Lee. Just she says she didn't do it, and unless we can prove otherwise, maybe we should just let it go and just say, hey, maybe something happened that you don't know what happened, or maybe someone else did it. Maybe she did it, but on accident and didn't realize it. People tell me it's easy to screw that up on phones. I don't usually use a phone for this, but I managed to screw it up on a laptop. So I can see how it could be worse on a phone, though. Um, I mean, I hate using phones for anything on the internet because it's like eating a plate of rice with a toothpick. So I try to always use my laptop for anything that's internet related if I can help it. Cindy Finn says, let's give Cheese the benefit of the doubt so we can move forward. Yeah, I think that might be best, Mr. Lee, because I know you seem convinced that she did it, but she says she did not. And I mean, do you have anything? Do you have any evidence that you could show that prove that she did it? But Cheese Freak says, Mr. Lee, you aren't even willing to listen. You don't want to resolve anything. Call me a liar if you makes you feel better, bro. I know I did nothing wrong. I even went back to watch the live chat. Mr. Lee says, sending no too many lies in this fucking community. Damn. Is this really Mr. Lee? I'm starting to wonder. This is like a whole nother side of your personality, man. Like I've never seen you reacting like this before. Never seen you reacting like this before. Is somebody pretending to be Mr. Lee right now? Squashing Cowboys here. He says, howdy y'all. Can't stay. Gotta watch some kind of stupid cartoon movie with the grandkiddos. Mr. Lee, Cindy, Cheese Freak, Sander, Dan. Welcome, Squashing Cowboy. Sander says, the Squashing Cowboy. I hated Squashing Cowboy. Mr. Lee says, yes, I'm mad. Squashing Cowboy says it's really Polly. Well, look, Mr. Lee, I don't know what to tell you, man. I wasn't there, so I can't offer any kind of observations myself about what happened. Um, oh, Cheese Freak, don't worry about it. I honestly would like to come to some kind of resolution to this, or a stalemate? Can we call it a draw? I mean, and just let it go, and just, like Cindy said, give Cheese Freak the benefit of the doubt. I mean, I understand. Look, Mr. Lee, I've been there where someone blocked somebody, and it's pisses you off, and if you're real convinced about who did it, then yeah. But are you talking about over on Texas channel? Because if I don't care if Tex said he didn't do it, I would not take that as gospel. I just wouldn't. Tex blocked me, and he's blocked others. He had Carrie on, and him and Carrie are part of the same circle jerk of bullshit. So you're mad about the bullshit. That's the circle jerk of bullshit right there. I know a lot of people love Tex and the other guys on this channel, but they seem really nice guys. But a lot of times, a bullshit artist disarms people from understanding that what they are, and saying, "Hey, I think you're full of shit," because they do it by being so damn nice that people don't want to go after them. And that's not the only Bigfoot channel out there that does that. Beast TV, yeah, I'm trying not to be too hard on them, but there's one particular issue, and so they seem like really nice guys, but there's some bullshit that's happened on that channel too. So I know some of y'all said you met these guys in person. Again, these people may be really nice in general, but doesn't mean they didn't lie about something on their channels. They could have lied about something on their channels, and I think it's straight up 100% proven fact over on both the channels mentioned. Cindy says, "Okay, Mr. Lee, I know you're upset, and we love Donald too. We weren't doing anything." Squash Cowboy says, "I must have missed it. What happened?" Mr. Lee says, "I'm convinced." But how are you convinced? How do you know for sure it was her? When are we getting to the truth, man? Well, there's only so much we can do. We're talking about, if you're talking about Bigfoot, look, we gotta sort out, what channels are just there to bullshit you, and what ones, honestly. I think everyone who's watched here long enough know that I honestly want to know the truth. And unfortunately, I don't have the tools that some of these channels like Bullshit Odyssey have to go out. Unfortunately, Bullshit Odyssey is using those tools to go create bullshit documentaries like 168, where they might have, who knows, they might get out there and accidentally find something. But, there's only so much I can do with a game cam, which I need to go out and check my game cam. But that's all I got. It's a game cam, a trail cam, So there's only so much I can do. We could try looking at, footprints, but man, we see We see footprints all the time. Like the other night, I went over to Squatch America. I think I told you I was going over there that night. And a lot of times they show some prints and say, well, this is this real or not? I don't know. And they kind of form an opinion. Do they think it? Usually it's just like we don't know. We don't know. We can't know for sure that print's real. And until I find prints in the woods myself, but see, I've spent so much time in the woods and I've never seen a print. So it makes me wonder if the whole damn thing is bullshit. But I hope it's not. It'd be really cool if there was a race of people hiding in the woods, man. It really, really would. Cindy says Carrie saw Donald and the three of us chatting, ignoring Carrie, and then Carrie asked for a break. Yeah. Yeah. If anyone was responsible for someone getting banned or blocked on that show, Carrie had something to do with it. Now, Carrie may not be. I don't know if Carrie is a mod over there, so he may have done it himself and didn't tell Tex, which is another level of snakiness on Carrie's part. Or he may, if he isn't a mod, he may have took his break and then sent a text to Tex saying, hey, I'll come back on camera when this guy's gone. I guarantee you, Carrie does not want Donald in the chat. I just don't know how you think it's cheese, though. Cindy Finn says, I left to make lunch and Donald realized something was wrong. Mr. Lee says, cheese, if you just say you made a mistake, it would be all good. Yes. But she seems to honestly believe she didn't make any kind of mistake. She says she didn't do it. She wasn't even in the chat. She wasn't even paying attention to the chat. So I don't know. I mean, why are you so insistent? I mean, what makes you so sure it was her? Cheese Streak says, Mr. Lee, if it makes your ginger nuts feel better, I made a mistake, but my mistake was thinking you were a friend. Yeah, I don't know why. Like, why are you so sure it was her, Mr. Lee? But I mean, you can't see. I mean, did it show in chat this person was blocked by Cheese Freak? Did it show? Because I know sometimes it shows that in the chat. Did you see that? Because I mean, maybe that would be something, but I mean, that if we could see that, then she did it. Then you just got to take her word for it that if she did it, it was an accident. So you know what I mean? It's just. When was this show? When because I don't watch the channel, and which show was it? Was it because it was pretty recent? Oh, I think I see. Okay, yeah, it was okay. Dumb question. It was the one with Carrie Arnold, which happened 2 days ago, right? How far into the show did it happen? It's a 2-hour show. So you saw that. You saw what? Now I have to say you're being a fucking cunt. Thursday, says Cheese Freak. Mr. Lee, do you have any idea what time in the show this occurred? Like it was halfway through? Was it oh man, I can't stand looking at Carrie, man. Holy shit. Look at that. Look at that bullshit artist. And he's sitting next to another one. Look at that guy. So full of shit. Dog man my ass. Dog man my ass. And when are you going to announce DDoS Tex, your buddy? You used to be real big buddies with DDoS. You and Carrie. See, they're all part of that same circle jerk, man. You gotta make those connections. Make those connections. Tex used to be all buddy with old DDoS, man. And DDoS, I guarantee you, has always been a full of shit. Shit. Yeah, do you have any idea what time in this? Jesus Christ. I can't believe I just gave him like 30 seconds of view. At least I had the volume off. Sander has spoken. She says, please, this fighting has gone far enough. Stop it. The Squatches Cowboy says, hi, Sander, how are you? Cindy says, I left an hour in. So it happened about an hour in that Donald got canned. Miss Lee says, I'm sorry, Sander, only speaking truth now. Cheese Freak says, Sander probably went too far a long time ago. Sorry, sister. Yeah, Sander has spoken, says Joe. Cindy says, Sander, I'm sad. Mr. Lee, you got to get on a plane now. You got to get on a plane. You got to fly to Cheese Freak and you got to hug. You got to hug and make up. Cindy's sad. Mr. Lee, you made Cindy sad. Prairie Friars here. Welcome, says DDoS and the Appeasers. LOL. Yeah, sounds like a band. It's going to be a one-hit wonder, if any. Oh man, Mr. Lee, you're really on this. Maybe Cheese Freak accidentally did it and is just completely unaware that she did it. Let me stop. I tried to ignore this, but he wouldn't stop. Yeah, Mr. Lee. I mean, I'd like to get to the bottom of this, but I don't know. Unless I could see in the chat, because I don't think it's going to show after the show, you know. Like, I don't even see Donald anywhere. So I wonder if it, like, obliterates all his comments throughout the entire discussion. You know what I mean? This is about an hour. This is 58 minutes in. I don't see anything from Donald. See Jimbo, Paramedic, Hilton, Papa, Mr. Lee. See Brandy, Bama, Gary, freaking Gary. I don't see any Donald here. hug it out, damn it, says Cindy. Cheese Freak says, Mr. Lee, I don't lie. Maybe, Mr. Lee, maybe Cheese Freak did it on accident and is just completely unaware of it and has no way of seeing that she did accidentally do it. And so, in which case, there may be no way to resolve this. I mean, you may have to just accept her word that, as far as she knows, she didn't do it. And if she did by accident and didn't realize she had done it at the time. You know what I mean? Because this whole argument's not going anywhere, right? It's not. It can't go anywhere. Squashing Cowboys hands Mr. Lee a beer. But how do you know she's lying? She may have accidentally done it and didn't realize she had done it. And so, as far as she knows, she isn't lying at all because she didn't do it on purpose and didn't realize she had done it. But you could be right as well that she did do it. It's just that you didn't realize that it was a complete accident that she was unaware of. Cheese Freak says, there's a tear in my beer because I'm crying for you, dear. Prairie Fire says, hello, Sandra and Cindy. Mr. Lee says, let me tell you, Lockbeard, one thing I can tell you all. You cannot lie in this community. No. Yeah. I wish there wasn't any, Mr. Lee, but I'm just suggesting that maybe she is not lying, that she just did it on accident and didn't realize it. And so it showed. So you're saying you saw it in the chat. It said Cheese Freak blocked Donald in the chat. Cheese Freak says there's nothing to make him feel better. It's all good. Let him hate me. He's in Europe and I'm in the USA. Squashing Cowboy says you are right, Mr. Lee. No lying. No lying. Well, I don't know. I can't see how I can find out anything here. The chat doesn't show. I don't see Donald anywhere here mid-show. So maybe I need to go a little earlier. So I don't know if that would have blocked all comments he'd made the entire show, and it don't even show his name blocked. Is there even a way to go back and view a show as it looked live? I have no idea. That'd be cool though, to be able to check something like this. Mr. Lee, what all I could tell you, I mean, I hate to send you the text, because I don't, Texas channel is put, he puts a lot of bullshit on there. He's got Carrie on there, for fuck's sake. He's got Carrie on there, and he talks all this dogman shit. And unless he's done it in one of the shows that I haven't watched, which is a whole bunch at this point, because I stopped watching that channel. Has he denounced DDoS? I mean, as he said, look, I didn't realize this guy was that bad of a character. Because he used to be buddy with DDoS. And that's a problem for a lot of people in this this Bigfoot space, right? I see Mr. Lee talking to Donald. He'd been doing so. Donald was still there. Donald was still there at this point in the show. This is 53 minutes in. I'm trying to see when Carrie left. I see Carrie went dark there for a second, so I wonder if that's where it's at. Huh. Wasn't gone too long. I'm going to let that run for a second, come back and look at it. It's not good, says Mr. Lee. Angel says Mr. Lee, accidents can happen, especially if on a damn phone trying to reach out. Cheese Freak says, I have never blocked anyone on purpose. I even fought for Lockbeard when everyone thought he was a pariah. I always said Halito when you all were jerks. Thank you, Cheese Freak. Angels, no accident, says Mr. Lee. But how do you know that? How do you know it wasn't an accident? I'm not seeing how do we know that it wasn't an accident? Cindy says, doesn't the wrench person see who they blocked because I blocked that kitty person? Cheese Freak says, I stood up to Carrie on Daniela's show. That's why she made me a most dude. Made me a most dude. What? Sure, that's the truth. Angel says, Mr. Lee, are you mad? Are you a mod on that show? All I ever see on my end is like when they block a bot comment deleted. Mr. Lee's sticking to his deal. He wants her to. But Mr. Lee, I mean, say it really, like, type it in really clearly. Did you see the message on the chat? Did you see it say Cheese Freak deleted Donald? Did you actually see that? It does with your name, says Sandra. Sandra, you're right. Cheese Freak says, I was at work and absolutely on my phone trying to make an appearance to help text. So maybe you accidentally hit something and accidentally deleted Donald when you were fiddling with stuff. Cindy says, Donald said he had to go to another user ID to find out he was blocked. Mr. Lee says, yes, Lockbeard, I saw. Okay, so let's say we believe both sides here. Mr. Lee saw the message in the chat. Cheese Freak deleted Donald. Cheese Freak did not. Cheese Freak says she did not delete Donald. But if you're right, then it means she accidentally deleted him and didn't realize it. If she's right as well, you could both be correct here. It's just Joe says, remind me to never piss off Mr. Lee. Cheese Freak says, at Mr. Lee, okay, I made a mistake. What the fuck do you want? I have no idea what you are pissed about. Now you're a bitch. Oh, shit. Damn it. Come on, y'all. We got to stick together up in here. Sanders says, the Squashing Cowboy ditto. Yeah. I mean, I don't see anything to that proves that Cheese Freak purposely deleted Donald, right? Mr. Lee, if we believe Mr. Lee, he saw the message saying that Cheese Freak did it, but Cheese Freak says she was fiddling with the phone, and so it's very possible she could have accidentally deleted Donald. And so what she's saying could be true as well. Mr. Lee says, okay, Cheese, but I am true. Cheese Freak says, two gingers will ever come together, apparently. Cindy says, I will cry if Mr. Lee is ever mad at me. So, is that an acceptable conclusion for everybody that Mr. Lee saw the message that said Cheese Freak deleted Donald, but Cheese Freak had no idea that she deleted Donald and it was an accident? So there's no reason to be mad at her if she deleted him by accident. Mr. Lee says, I am always true. Cheese Freak says, Mr. Lee, okay, you're true if it makes your nutsack feel better. Mr. Lee says, I saw. There, y'all got kiss and make up. Let me go over here and take a look at the. Have to investigate that theory. I just don't know. Let's see. So, Mr. Lee, comfortable telling us I'm at 108 now. Need the timestamps. Bam, there we go. They could do much better a few weeks ago. I mean, I don't see you reacting to it in the chat yet, Mr. Lee, over at Texas Show. I see Carrie goes dark a couple times, but I'm not sure where. I'm trying to find the point where this happened. But it appears Donald's name's completely wiped from the entire chat list. But I do see you talking to Donald in one comment at some point. But I haven't seen you reacting to seeing Donald deleted by Cheese Freak yet. Did you react in the chat? Did you say anything? Cheese Freak says, Cindy, I've been crying for an hour. Mr. Lee says, if you admit it, all the better. She will never kiss a ginger. They are soulless. Oh, shit. Angel says, Cheese Freak, shake it off. I believe if you did it, it was by accident. Crap happens. Yeah, Mr. Lee, I don't know. Dude, I don't know why you're. This really seems uncharacteristic of you. I'm kind of. I just don't know. Like, I feel like the Mr. Lee I know would not be continue to be mad at Cheese Freak. Knowing that she didn't do anything on purpose. Like, I don't understand why the continued anger and the continued demands for admitting something. She didn't do if she didn't do anything on purpose. Did Mr. Lee, did you react in the chat when that happened? Because I haven't seen you reacting in the chat when it happened. Like, I'm looking at some of your comments here. It's about at 107, you gave Rob 5 beers. About 108, you said hair, none of which I have anymore, with a crying emoji face. And 108.38, you said Pyromedic has the cool hair though, with a smiley face. And then you said at 110, yo Phil C. I'm not seeing any reaction to a deletion message of Donald. Cindy Cindy Finn says, Carrie asked for first break right before I signed off. Mr. Lee says, cheese, then it was a mistake, question mark. Mr. Lee says, Lockbeard, I'm sick of lies. Yeah, he's usually butterflies and rainbows. Yeah. I just don't understand. This is all very strange right now. And I'm starting to run through conspiracy theories. Did Tex make a fake Mr. Lee account to come up in my chat and try to make it look like throw one of his mods under the bus, or to get anger? Anyway, that's don't even make sense. Cheese Freak says, Mr. Lee, okay, I made a mistake and you think I'm a liar. Please stop. Mr. Lee says, Cheese, I am not butterfly and rainbow crap. I want truth. You can't handle the truth. Joe says, I didn't see it, but why did Carrie ask for a break? Were they having a wrestling match? Yeah. But see, this shit's happened before where Carrie, like, oh, I gotta get off camera for a second. And then he's pulling some bullshit, but, off camera because of something in the chat. That if Carrie goes off camera, he's up to something. Like, he does that, he's up to something. Something in chat pissed him off. He's gonna go handle it. Or something's happening over here. Like, someone was telling me, like, he went off camera for a bit, and then, like, because of something that was going on over in on my show, I think. How'd that go? Man, I was hoping we could get y'all to compromise on this deal. Like, I don't know if Cheese Freak completely accidentally did it. Like there's nothing to apologize for, really. She didn't purposely delete Donald. You know what I mean? So, that wrestling match, he pinned me before I even knew we were fighting. Angel says, Lockbeard, question for you. As page owner, can you use someone else's wrench to hide people? I am not all that good with tech crap. Can you use someone else's wrench to hide people? Well, this gets back into the conspiracy end of things, right? Let's say I was a snaky bastard like Carrie. Let's just say. Let's just say. So that was Carrie. You know, he's had a lot of time to think about what kind of bullshit he can pull, and let's just say. So, let's say he wants to, because he's run into this before, right? Where someone's challenged him about someone getting blocked, and he's like, I don't know how he got blocked, blah, blah, blah. I don't know anything about it. Must be one of the mods. Okay, fine. Sounds legit. Except what you don't know is that after having to deal with that so many times, and he don't want to have to deal with it. He don't want people to. He wants to be able to block people without them knowing that he did it. So he gets some mods, right? And maybe he's got, maybe it's Mr. Lee. He's got Mr. Lee over there at Bigfoot Odyssey, modding, right? And then Carrie could make a separate account, call it Mr. Lee, steal Mr. Lee's picture and put it on there, and then subscribe that account to his Bigfoot Odyssey account, and then give a wrench to that account so that he can hop on and come delete someone with Mr. Lee's name. So it looks like Mr. Lee did it, right? As far as anyone can tell, Mr. Lee just blocked someone, except that he didn't. It was a false account. So that could be done. I don't know. I don't see how it's possible for me to just do that with one of my mods, though. I don't think I can go in and like use my mod and then make it look like the mod did it. I don't think I could do it that way. But you could do it if you went and got another account and to make it look like that, right? And there's no way for me to go back and check. Like I can't even see Donald's comments in that chat. I can see Mr. Lee responding to Donald at some point. I can't see a message where Donald was deleted. You know, it's all gone. So Mr. Lee remembers seeing a message saying Cheese Freak deleted Donald. Donald says, or Cheese Freak says she didn't delete Donald, or at least if she did, it was an accident and she wasn't aware that she did it. You know what I mean? So I don't know. Now I know that this is the real Mr. Lee here because, a fake Mr. Lee would not have a wrench right now asking to be unmoderated. Squashing Cowboy says, geez, I was talking about carrying Tex. They were having a wrestling match. She says, Mr. Lee, I'm not lying. I have no idea what the fuck is wrong with you, dude. Take Xanax. Mr. Lee insists Cheese Freak is lying. Please unmoderate no more. I'm sick of moderate bullshit. Do it. Mr. Lee, are you mad at me now? Yeah, you don't, like I said, I just made everybody moderators over here. You don't have to do anything. Like, it's not, there's no expectations. You know what I mean? So what's up? What's up? I still haven't gotten any. Did you, Mr. Lee? Did you react in the chat over there at all when Donald was deleted? I'm trying to find the point in the show where he was deleted because I can't tell. I don't see any comments from Donald. Like, it's like he wasn't even there, other than you responding to him. So if I could see somebody reacting to Donald getting deleted, that would be something. But I can't see that. Questions ready for the time you meet Sasquatch face to face. How cool is that? The bandana rocks. I'm just not seeing anywhere where you reacted to that. I mean, as upset as you seem right now, I would think that at the moment it happened, you would have said something, right? David Ann says, "Oh my God, oh my God." Cindy says, "I'm sorry, Miss Lee, sweetie. I have to go. My 3 grandkids were abducted by their father, and I want truth. And I want my grandbabies safe back home with their mama. I hope to find you in better spirits." Mr. Lee says, "Never mad at you, Lockbeard. Please take the wrench off." Well, okay, man. Daily Dan says, "I missed something. Went to listen to Connor for a bit." Oh, yeah, you went to get the full load of bullshit. Sorry, Connor, but flat Earth, man, Jesus Christ. No more. Are you gonna get rid of your wrenches on all the channels, Mr. Lee? Be careful. I don't know. I don't know. This just seems really uncharacteristic. Like your comment full. Really uncharacteristic. I don't understand it. All right, Mr. Lee. I removed your wrench. I don't know why you want me to remove your wrench here. I don't know what that's supposed to mean or do. Unless you're planning on removing your wrench on every channel. Is that what you're wanting to do? This is just really strange, man. Really strange. Well, it doesn't sound like we're going to get resolution out of this situation. I hope that you guys can figure it out. I mean, I don't know why Cheese Freak. I don't know why Cheese Freak would lie about doing it. I mean, she's been a mod for a long time. She knows it shows when she deletes someone. Like, why would she lie about it? So, you know what I mean? It just don't make any sense. So, to me, it seems like she said she was fiddling with something on the phone, and then maybe she accidentally deleted Donald and didn't realize that she did it. So she honestly did not know. You know. So, in light of that information, I just don't know why you're still mad. Brian says, "Damn, Lee, what the heck did I miss in the last hour?" Well, Mr. Lee's pissed. Very pissed, and I'm kind of confused as to why. And unless he's sticking to, like, unless he somehow believes that Cheese Freak is straight up lying about doing that. Cheese Freak says, "Mr. Lee, this is so unlike you, dude. I still love you, brother. Even if you don't believe me, I consider you a brother." Mr. Lee says, "I want people to talk the truth. They are not doing that." Well, yeah, a lot of people aren't doing that. But look, do you know for a fact that Cheese Freak knowingly and willfully deleted Donald from the chat? And if you don't know that, then, you know, then you I don't know why you're sticking to your anger about the issue. If she honestly accidentally deleted Donald on that show and didn't realize she did it, then there's no reason to be mad at her. Rusty's here. Welcome. Thanks for coming, Rusty. Lee's mad. He's mad as hell. He's not going to take it anymore. Sanders says, "Okay, Lockbeard, it just came up that Squashing Cowboy was timed out by Meredith Ahem Tamila for 300 seconds. Can you see it?" Huh? In this chat? Well, I don't see it on the StreamYard. I look over on Facebook or YouTube. Yeah, I see that. Squashing Cowboy was timed out by Meredith Ahem Tamilio. His Yeah, he said, "Cheese, I was talking about carrying text, and it shows that Meredith blocked that message. And then the previous message, I didn't see it, but why did Carrie ask for a break?" Meredith hid that message from Squashing Cowboy. But I don't show Meredith in the chat. At least she's not here now. So did she pop in and pop out? And why did she delete those messages? Scrolling back, she deleted Squashing Cowboys message. Remind me never to piss off Mr. Lee. I'll keep scrolling back. Somehow all his messages are deleted. He says, "You're right, Mr. Lee." They don't even make sense that they're deleted. Hands Mr. Lee a beer was deleted. So I guess it deleted all his messages. Sandra has spoken was deleted. Hey, Sandra, how are you was deleted. Why would Meredith pop in here and delete all the Squashing Cowboys messages and time him out? None of these messages are anything crazy. Meredith, are you here? Somehow? This is weird. I'm not showing Meredith on the participants list. And I haven't seen Meredith all night. So now this is starting to make me wonder, because that don't make any sense. Why would she do that? Why would she do that? Is it possible that accounts are getting hacked and then they're going in and randomly deleting people like that? See, that's kind of weird right there. You know, maybe them Russian bots are at another game. Maybe this was all caused by a Russian bot, Mr. Lee. Maybe Cheese Freak didn't do shit and her account got temporarily taken over by a Russian bot and did that shit. Because that's strange. I mean, can you explain that? Why would Meredith pop in here, not say a word, time out the Squashing Cowboy like that? Because I just saw it. So I could react to that next time I see Meredith, say, "Hey, what the fuck you doing?" Or I'm thinking here, this don't make any sense. Why would Meredith do that? It don't make any sense. Squashing Cowboy of all people. Daily Dan says, in the great scheme of life, does the soap opera crap really matter? Grow a pair. It's YouTube. Oh my God. Yes, I do. Mr. Lee says. Sender said yes. Brian says, watching from the beginning, I missed too much. Wondering why I haven't seen Donald. You know, we haven't seen Donald here. Now I gotta go check. Now I gotta go check. There's some weird shit going on. It's starting to look like. If I can remember where to go. We've totally sidestepped the. Where do I go to do this? I don't remember how I did it with Space Cake. Is it in? Oh shoot! Settings. I think it's in settings. Okay. Why is this taking so long? Permissions, maybe? No. Channel. I don't remember where I go to fix this. YouTube. Let me see here. K. Latest comments, subscribers. I don't remember how I did this before. How did I go to unblock someone? Okay, it's not there. I'll figure it out here in a second. I want to go check see if Donald's blocked here. That'd be really weird. Okay, I go. You'll probably saying it in chat, and I need to go look in chat probably. Well, it's not going to be there. It's not going to be there. Man, I'm not. Well, let me get back to chat. She's essentially. Oops. Chat flew on me there. Don't want me to talk truth. I'm trying to tell you, I never intentionally deleted anyone. I've always been more than lenient because we all have a right to speak. Question Cowboy. Yeah, you got timed out by Meredith. At least that's what the computer's telling me, but we haven't seen Meredith tonight. I don't know. I'm starting to think we got some Russian bots up in here doing some crazier shit than usual. They're taking over accounts. Mr. Lee, if Meredith, do you believe Meredith would come in here and time out Squashing Cowboy like that? That's the question, because that don't make any sense. It makes me wonder if some account hacking's been going on. Yes, all the messages will delete, says Sandra. That's a first. Yeah. It don't make any sense. Where you at, Meredith? Are you here? She's cheese no matter you are a lie, says Mr. Lee. And for that matter, if accounts are getting hacked, how do we know Mr. Lee hasn't been hacked and sent in here to cause hell? Whoever's hacked his account. See that whoever this is, this don't seem like Mr. Lee at all. This is really like not Mr. Lee. It don't seem like him anyway. I'm starting to wonder if I should ask for an email from Mr. Lee real quick. Sandra Piper says another one just came up. Mr. Lee, I don't lie. I've always said what I think for real. Well, it could have be he pissed her off in another stream and she is vengeful. Just saying it's a possibility. Yeah. Dumbass Pete. You kind of realize you're dumbass Pete. Haven't done anything to Meredith, says Question Cowboy. Cheese Freak says, Mr. Lee, I'm a liar. It's all good. Well, see, and again, here's another one. You are lie. You are lie. See, that's not like normal English. Mr. Lee, email me. I'm starting to think your account's been hacked. You are lie. That sounds like someone that don't speak proper English. I'm not saying anything about you if that is really you and you're just pissed off and you're saying, but it sounds like someone who doesn't speak English right. So if your account's been hacked, if Meredith's account's been hacked, like why would Meredith show up here and do that to Squatching Cowboy? We might be discovering right now that there's some new like freaking account compromise shit going on here. I don't know, but something ain't right here. Something is not right here. And why is my chat being so freaking squirrely? Cheese Freak says, Mr. Lee, I am a liar. It's all good. Go smoke a joint and get the fuck off me, dude. Well, hold on, Cheese Freak. I want to see an email from Mr. Lee before I. Something's weird here. Meredith hasn't been here all night. Yeah. Yeah. Mr. Lee's lies. Dan's children. Donald says my ears started ringing. What's up, folks? Donald, who deleted you the other day? Brian says, yeah, I've not seen Meredith either on chat. Yeah. Yeah. There's Donald. Yeah, Donald's here. I was trying to see if Donald was deleted here because I hadn't seen him. But luckily he's here. Please say Mr. Lee is also a bot. It will hurt so much less. Well, something's strange here. He is way, way acting uncharacteristic right now. And Donald says, I've been busy today, just came in. Yeah, I can see it, Squashing Cowboy. I don't know if they can see it on YouTube. Let me go see. Yeah, you seem fine now over there. You seem fine over there. Dan says, is a bot the same thing as a putz? Not exactly. Well, maybe. Yes, says Sandra. Just weird shit going on in chat, Donald, with bots or shenanigans. Something's not right here. Mr. Lee, email me. Email me. Like right now so I can see. I want to see. I need to make sure this is you. Something just don't seem right here. Meredith popping in here and deleting the Squashing Cowboy. Cheese Freak getting blamed for deleting Donald in the other show, and now you're in here like flipping out. It just makes me think there's a possibility. Maybe I'm being a little paranoid, but Donald is here. He's not blocked. Yeah. And I don't know what happened, Squashing Cowboy. I saw it too. It said Meredith blocked you for timed you out for 300 seconds. I've not seen Meredith as Angel. Check time 916 says deleted now. Will the real Mr. Lee please stand up, says Rusty. Yeah, seriously, something's going crazy up in this bitch. Daily Dan says good stuff. I may be wrong, but isn't Tamila known as Tamila the Hun on another stream for blocking people for no reason? Just saying. Donald says, I know my account has been hacked. About the time me and Carrie went at it, I had comments pertaining to him deleted in the tall ones comments. You think Carrie has access to your account, man? You think he's out here deleting, like he's got someone hacking people's accounts or some shit? I'm telling you now, I'm all about the truth. Yes. Well, I hear that, Mr. Lee. You're just not acting normal right now. Have you taken any strange substances tonight? I just. Not sure who did, but I think it was Carrie. Well, if they deleted all the specifically comments about him, I mean, wow. If he accessed your account somehow, wow. Support the cowboy. Mr. Lee, don't act like that. See, he's been acting like this all night, Donald. Something's not right. I see. I got an email now. Maybe. Yeah, it's an email from him. Interesting. Interesting. Hmm. Scratching Cowboy says, "Thank you, Dan." Cheese Freak says, "Donald Fuller, Mr. Lee 3PO thinks it was me. I promise I didn't." Daily Dan's good stuff, LOL. Mr. Lee says, "Cheese, you're lying." Well, shit. Why would Meredith delete the Squatching Cowboys comments though? That don't make any sense. He's out. Mr. Lee's out of the devil's lettuce. Mr. Lee, it could have been an accident. Says Donald. Damn. All right. Well, shit. I'm not gonna be able to find a resolution to this tonight. Daily Dan, the good stuff says, Bigfoot in Seattle, my Sasquatch Saturday show. And there's the link. So, I don't know. Where in the fuck? Let me see here. Just trying not to drop any F bombs. Hilton, don't be a stranger. Well, we've gone over the time that I normally want to run the show. And I've seen enough of Carrie's face, that's for damn sure. I will say this. I know there be spies up in here sometimes. From the whole circle jerk of dipshittery, liars, bullshit channels out there. From your Carries to your DDoS. If you come over here trying to start shit, go ahead. You're not stopping anything. You will not stop me from speaking my opinion about the matters and calling you out on your bullshit. And normally I would have stopped the show 36 minutes ago or so, unless something got us really talking. And but instead, we've spent the last half hour plus or 45 minutes, you know, talking about some bullshit that went on over on Carrie's show or on Texas show while Carrie was on there. So you guys keep coming at me. I don't give a fuck. You know, getting fucking threats to, you know, veiled violent threats from some or threats of a lawsuit from that. Look, you're a public figure on goddamn YouTube. You made yourself that. You put yourself in that position. I can comment on your bullshit. And so keep sending your spies over here. Any spies for Carrie or DDoS or any of those douchebags, you're just as much a douchebag as they are at this point. You're helping cover for fucking bullshit liars and thieves and just turds. So any spies coming in here or listening right now, fuck off. There's nothing. You're wasting your goddamn time. You know, you might as well just move on. Although, hey, I enjoy the hunt, right? I'll figure out who you are eventually, and whatever. But I know. There's people running back to Carrie and all and D and all them and saying, "Oh my gosh, she's over there saying something about you." Well, I'm gonna keep fucking doing it. Like, what's it good does it do you? So, you know, I haven't been going over to Carrie's channel, so why is he coming up in my shit? Because he's afraid of the goddamn truth. He doesn't want people to know the truth. You blocked me on your channel, Carrie, so I can't say the truth there. I can't ask hard questions of your guest and point out that look, this guest is full of shit and bullshit, or what you did was wrong. But I can say whatever the fuck I want on my channel, so you can't stop that, Carrie. So keep trying. And I got spares, like this one's a spare. And I'll just jump to a spare if I need to. And I'll be back. Or I'll start a channel if I have to. You ain't going to stop me. I can always rise from the dead. One thing that's not going to rise from the dead is that piece of shit 168. That was a complete, utter nothing burger, worthless piece of crap. And you pissed off a lot of people with it. You were banning people from your channel who had contributed money to you. Dude, I thought you were in it for the money. You should be like sucking their jalapeno. You dumb fuck. Anyway, let's get back to chat. Yes, you did, essentially. Meredith's here. She says, hello, everyone. Yeah, it looks like someone already asked you. Yes, says Mr. Lee. Joe says, there's Meredith. Ask her. And Meredith says, how have you been on, off? Have you been on and off, says Brian. Cheese Freak says, Mr. Lee, okay, I did put your big girl panties on to Mr. Lee. Meredith says, I just woke up from a nap. Squatch Cowboy says, Meredith, why did you delete me? Mr. Lee says, what lie? Bullshit. Yes, Lockbeard. Yes, lies. Cheese Freak says, you rock, Lockbeard. Mr. Lee says, you did do that, Cheese. Why? Daily Dan says, they fear the beard of knowledge. The truth shall set you free. Cheese Freak says, Mr. Lee, okay, I thought you were cool. My bad, dude. Fool me once, shame on you. Meredith says, oh shit, Cowboy. I'm sorry I hit the wrong button. Please forgive me. My eyes aren't adjusted yet. It happened like a little bit earlier, Meredith. And I didn't see you in the chat in the participants list. So, and you hadn't talked yet either. So it was kind of a weird thing. It's like, why would Meredith come in here and like block the Squatching Cowboy of all people? He's saying some of the least controversial stuff up in this bitch. So, Squatch Cowboy says, Meredith, you still here? Why did you put me in timeout? Donald says, how come Mr. Lee is down to no mod status? He asked to have his wrench taken away. He's so pissed off. He doesn't want a wrench. I think he's afraid he might throw it at somebody and hurt somebody in his fit of rage. So he asked to have his wrench taken away. I didn't want to do it. He just, I don't know. I don't know why, what that's the point in that is, but he want to take it. So I don't know if he's going to get his wrench removed on all channels or what. Squatch Cowboy says all my comments were deleted. Mr. Lee says, Donald, I don't want it. Meredith says, I just woke up from a nap and my eyeballs are still blurry. G-Streak says, wait, Meredith did it by mistake, so I couldn't have done it by accident. Squatch Cowboy says it was 30 minutes ago. Meredith says, Squatch Cowboy, I'm so sorry. 30 minutes ago? Yeah, 30 minutes ago. Squatch Cowboy says, that's okay, Meredith. I just thought you might have been hacked. Well, it could be that. It could be other things, you know. It could be other things. But, you know, I'll keep my eye on stuff the best I can in this whole thing here. Going forward, because I'll eventually figure out, what's really going on, hopefully. I hear, people message me all the time about this thing and that thing, who the potential infiltrators are, stuff like that. I get it all the time. And so for the most part, I just watch and wait. And the infiltrators, they can be in the chat all day long. I'll take the views, eh? I'll take the views. And go ahead. Watch, report back to whoever they're reporting back to, whatever. It's not going to change anything. And the fact that Carrie has created this chaos here makes me wonder if I should put more of a microscope on his channel. Let me let that rattle around in my head. Carrie, if Carrie wants to, come at me, we can spar YouTube style, Maybe we do some more analysis of his channel. Maybe we should do that. Because you're still bullshit Odyssey. You're still bullshit Odyssey. You're just here to suck money out of the Bigfoot community. That is your only reason to be here. If you ever find Bigfoot, it's because you fucking wandered accidentally into the wrong place, and it was just dumb fucking luck. It isn't because you're some great Bigfoot researcher. It's not even because you wanted to find Bigfoot. You just want to put on some show. Look, we're out here. We're looking. We heard some strange noises. Is that a tree break? Is that a structure? Are those orbs? The fuck, man. Son of a bitch. Fucking bullshit Odyssey. Meredith says, I'm trying to look back in the comments, Cowboy. I was sleeping on my phone, was next to me. I'm sorry for that. Let me see here if I can. Did it disappear? I gotta go way back. Yeah, there's where I undeleted that message and undeleted that one. Hold on just a second. Let me find this. All right. Boom. Now we can all look at it on screen. Right there was earlier in the show. I paused it at the beginning because I can't have it play. If I have it playing while we're going, it just eats up bandwidth. But as you can see in the chat, hold on a second. That is not what I wanted to do. We need timestamps. Boom. There we go. So there we go. At 8:11 p.m., the Squashing Cowboy was timed out by Meredith for 300 seconds. So something happened. Cheeserick says, Lockbeard, I'm so sorry this has been a cluster. I will just sit out from now on. You don't necessarily have to sit out, but I don't know. I don't know what to do about the situation. Perry Fire says, wow, what dreary lives some people live. I just hate seeing Mr. Lee like this. I like the Happy Lee. Yeah, where's Happy Lee? I have no idea what happened, says Meredith. now it's permanently it's being recorded on my StreamYard, and it's recorded on YouTube, and it's in my iCloud, and then tomorrow when I upload these videos to the other channel, they'll all be automatically synced up to Odyssey and BitChute and Rumble. But we're all believing, I think, that this was a complete accident. Apparently screwed up, Mr. Lee. Apparently I screwed up. Donald says, we can get you and Carrie on the next YouTube boxing card, Lockbeard. Well, I wasn't talking about like physical. I'm not making. Somebody's going to misinterpret that as a physical threat. For one, I hear Carrie's pretty tall. I'd probably need to bring a step ladder, and then it's probably going to devolve into like World Wrestling Federation or some shit, right? No, I'm talking about like, we do some more analysis of the Bullshit Odyssey show on Lockbeard Phenomena. He don't want exposure. Well, Carrie, stop sending spies to my goddamn show, you dumb fuck. I don't got spies going to your show. And it's starting to, what Donald's saying is true. You're hacking people's accounts? What the fuck, dude? You're gonna get your ass landed up in court for some of the bullshit you're pulling, motherfucker. People threatening me with court, dude. The shit you do, if you're doing some of the shit I think you're doing, it's gonna be you. Somebody's gonna get fed up with your bullshit. Mr. Lee says, Lockbeard, you and Mogs, my best people, and Cowboy. Well, thank you, Mr. Lee. The Scotch Cowboy says, Donald, I think it would be better on Dancing with the Stars. Mr. Lee says, cheesy, dodgy. Oh, Cowboy. Okay, if the Cowboy was timed out by mistake, then maybe Donald could have been timed out by mistake, but Mr. Lee will never believe it. Cheese Freak says, Mr. Lee, I've always loved you, dude. I hate this shit. Yeah, hopefully. you know, hopefully there can be an end to it. I mean, it was an interesting diversion, I guess, if anything, tonight. The poor Dryads, we left them in the dust. But I'm trying to. There we go. Donald says I was more than timed out. I was blocked. Mr. Lee says admit it. Admit it. Admit. Maybe they could leg wrestle. You gotta be careful who you leg wrestle with. You gotta be careful leg wrestling now. Somebody slip, something goes somewhere it ain't supposed to be. Next thing you know, you're just like, fuck it. I guess we'll just fucking make up. G Streak says, Donald, my apologies. I had nothing to do with it. I don't know what happened for sure. Mr. Lee says he saw that it said in the comments that she had done it. I can't find in the chat over there where, like, Mr. Lee's never answered about this. Did you react in Texas chat when you saw that? Did you say, hey, Cheese Freak, why did you block Donald? Did you say anything like that in the chat? I'm trying to pinpoint the point. I was trying to pinpoint where in the chat he got blocked and see if that's where, like, did Carrie actually leave or, I don't know. I don't know what the fuck's going on. But yeah, Cheese Freak, Mr. Lee 3PO, I have said you were right. Now shut your freaking pie hole. Well, at any rate, whoever's right, like, I have no way of knowing anything for sure in the whole situation, right? I wasn't there, and I can't make heads or tails of the thing what I see in the chat, other than I don't see Donald anywhere in the chat. I see Mr. Lee saying something to Donald, but I don't see Donald's messages over on the Texas channel. My advice to everybody that values truth, maybe Texas channel isn't the place you want to be anyway, because, they're not going to get, you might, if you get any truth over there, it's going to be by sheer accident, right? The dude was, questionable association with DDoS. As far as I know, he hasn't denounced that. Carrie as well had him on the channel. Carrie did not take those DDoS videos off. I haven't checked again because I don't spend all my time monitoring Bigfoot Aussie. But I did notice that a lot of the shows that had DDoS on them disappeared after I criticized Bullshit Odyssey for keeping them up. After they deleted, like, Jay on the Hidden Existence, like they took Jay, like, went after Jay and Pat and all that stuff. Why would they, what I'm saying? It was because DDoS is in their little group of bullshit artists, right? They're out here to lie their ass off to people, paint this just bullshit narrative, and grow their channels and you go over. I mean, hey, I would like to make money doing this shit. And there's been some donations. I ain't gonna lie, there's been some donations, and that's been helpful. But it ain't no goddamn living. and I can't monetize the channel. I don't got. Look at Carrie's chat. It's full of people with dollar signs all over the place. Dude's making some money on the channel now. They may try to deny how much he's making. I don't know how much he's making, but I just don't trust him at all. It does appear to me that he's only there to make money off the Bigfoot community. He's not doing it because it's a subject he, necessarily loves and cares about the outcome. I mean, if Bigfoot's ever found, like, he's going to be in trouble because now what? Well, he's going to have to move on to other cryptids, which are far less likely to exist, right? Dogman, almost impossible to exist. It don't even make any damn sense. They have to come up with a bunch of government experimentation, aliens, and just all kinds of, hocus pocus shit to make Dogman seem legit. You can't make that shit seem legit. It's way out there in the woo zone, and so whatever. So where was I in the chat? Brian says it can happen by mistake if you click on a name using your phone during chat by mistake. I use my phone a lot in chats, and it could happen unless Cheese is using the computer. Then, well, yeah, but I accidentally blocked Space Cake, and I'm on a computer, like, because I was like trying to click on her comment to show it, and I double clicked, but somehow I clicked on the three dots, like, because you get over the three dots. Somehow I clicked on the three dots, and then I guess my cursor must have moved down and to the left for the second click because I blocked her. I didn't mean to. It was a complete accident, but it happened. Believe me or not, Mr. Lee says, I'm so sorry for everyone to see me like this, but I'm going to spearhead true stuff. Cheese Freak says, Mr. Lee, I'm not lying, but I'm tired of your whining. Mugs is right. You're a pussy. Oh, shit. Tried to be nice, but you're unreasonable girl. Mr. Lee says, real. Squash Cowboy says, Lockbeard, my watch time is below 3,000 now. Holy shit, dude. Why are they shaving off your watch time? Fucking YouTube, man. That's bullshit right there. That is some bullshit. Makes me want to check let me see here. Like, they're trying to keep me from Lockbeard channel. Like, it got over 200 just slightly for a little bit, and then they shaved off down to 199, and now it's staying at 199 subscribers. How am I losing 1 to 2 subscribers every day for all that time? Like, I get some, I gain some, and then it go down. I gain some, and it go down, and then it just leveled off. It just leveled off as if no one's, there's no random unsubscribing going on right now from viewers, like it should happen if that's really going on. But I think they were attacking because every time they see it grow a little bit, like somewhere they got in their algorithm written in there. So look, this guy has been demoted to bullshit. To he's on our shit list, and so we want every time he gains 3 subscribers, take 2 off, and then if he gets over 200, just take him down just below 200. Shit like that. I don't know. It's holding at 199 now. It's been like that for days. All right, you guys. Now I know you're a fake cheese bot. Donald says, "Holy, I opened up a can of worms." Nah, that can of worms was open like an hour ago. Don't worry, Donald. That can of worms has been open. It's been a strange night. Mr. Lee sent me an email, so I'm pretty sure it's him, unless they've got his email too or some shit. Cheese equals fake. Well, shit. I put the Jolly Roger back up. I was hoping that'd cheer Mr. Lee up. He seems to like the Jolly Roger, but he's still pissed off. Cheese Freak says, Mr. Lee, I am fake and a liar and a blocker. It's all good, pussy. Fucking sick dude. I never saw it coming. Wake the fuck up, bitch. Whoa, damn. Meredith says, wow, it looks like I missed a lot that's going on. Yeah, because I didn't block Mr. Lee. I love Mr. Lee. No, it wasn't Mr. Lee. It was Squatching Cowboy. And Squatching Cowboy, I have no idea what happened. What, did Mr. Lee get blocked? My phone was next to me and I was asleep, and I'm sorry. Did I miss it? I thought I saw someone say there was another block that occurred. Did I miss another one? I'm looking back now to see what I could find. This is going to be a long LOCKBEARD phenomena, that's for sure. Wonder if I could put a disclaimer on the video. The last hour of the show is straight up drama. If you want to see Bigfoot drama, fast forward to 2 hours in. Yes, LOCKBEARD says Mr. Lee. Just bad timing, sleeping on your phone. Cowboy, it's all your fault, says Mr. Lee. Sanders says, no, Donald had another at 9:16. Let me see if I can find that. 9:16? Oh, it must be. You must be. All right, 8:16 my time. Maybe that's what you mean. That was a long time ago. Trying to get back to it. So that's the second one. Squatching Cowboy got hit. Is that the second time he got hit? No, I see a message deleted by Meredith of Mr. Lee's. I saw that too. What in the hell? It was just one, though. So this is a whole cluster. I don't know what the hell's going on up in here. That's what your wife says. It's your fault. Whatever, cheese. I'm sure I would have been blocked before anyone I stepped on, Mr. Lee. Miss April, big kisses. All right. Well, hopefully you guys can. I don't see any resolution to this other than you both agree to just not say anything to each other anymore in the chats. Just ignore each other. Because if this all happened on someone else's show, they're probably gonna like just time out everybody or something. I don't know what they're gonna do, but Brian says Meredith is blocking, timing out people rolling around on their phone while sleeping. Maybe that's what happened. I don't know. Something's crazy. But for everyone that come to watch about Dryads, you just don't watch past 2 hours. Things got knocked down, drag out after that for on this subject of people being blocked. But I mean that's an important thing, you know. One of the reasons why I was finally after 16 years it's been, because I was thinking about starting a YouTube channel way back when YouTube first started, like around what was it, 2004, 2005, and I kind of wanted to start doing some like a channel that was surrounded around my micronation stuff at the time and other subjects, but um, but but I never did. I never did. I just, never had the, just never felt like I had the equipment or the time or the right computer or, there's all kinds of things that weren't necessarily conducive to, to doing it. And, so, so I never did. And so finally getting involved in, on some of these YouTube channels, and people were blocking me for, being, maybe I'm a little rough with my opinions, but um, I just, it was a little much for some of the chats, but even so, I mean, anyway, I just got sick of being deleted. Got sick of being, or blocked from channels and not allowed to talk and ask some of the questions I wanted to ask. So, like, you know what? I'll just start my own channel, and here we are. Here we are. And so, whatever, say what you want here, and within, reason, I guess. But where was I at here in the chat? Miss Lee, you hitting on my wife? What? Take care, everyone. Good night. Brian's taking off, I guess. See you later. You gotta watch the whole thing. Yeah, I guess so. Big time hubba hubba, says Mr. Lee. Brian Chewy, good night. Later, Brian, says Question Cowboy. Cheese Freak says, you man, have a big package right on the head, fire in the hole, make yourself feel superior, dude. But I don't know why this thing isn't working. My computer is thinking really hard for some reason. Hopefully, you guys can still see me. I'm having trouble getting back to StreamYard here. What the hell's wrong with this thing? There we go. Mr. Lee says, cheese, did you block Donald? Admit it. Say it, cheese. Mr. Lee, I think you should probably just let it go, man. There's nothing to accomplish. You know, I mean, well, damn it. I don't know why my computer's thinking so hard. It's spinning its gears. But I'm trying to figure this out. What's wrong with you? Just a second. I'm trying. I don't know if you guys can hear the fan running really loud and something's just not functioning right here. She says she said it again. Sorry, Lockbeard. Later. All right, we'll see you later, Cheese Freak. I'm probably going to cut her off here in a second anyway. Donald says it's all good, Miss Lee. We will leave it at an accident. Yeah, we should just probably drop it, and there's not going to be any resolution. Sandra says, "Good night, everyone. God bless. I'm going to watch Saturday Night Live." Well, enjoy it, Sandra. Thanks for coming. Thanks for enduring all the nonsense and all that. So, everyone, try to keep grounded and stay free.